All the disrespect before you play, better button check. Button check.
What is up, Button Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful morning of checking these damn buttons. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. It is Sunday. The weekend is here. We done made it. We got a lot of hype action to talk about. Hope you enjoying that morning, because ain't nothing like a hot plate of bacon, eggs, and Button Check. And once again, subscribe, like. We are on the race. We're this close. I don't really know what this close is. But anyway, we're pretty close to 40K. 40,000 subscribers. We're on the race to 100K. We'll have that discussion later. Anyway, 40K right down the street. So without further ado, hope you enjoy the day. Hey, because it's about to get better. Let's go. All right, now into the first set of possible soft buttons that need to be checked. Matter of fact, today's whole topic is kind of on that soft tip. Kind of on that soft tip. That sounded pretty bad. It's real, because sometimes you have a soft tip. You know what? Anyway, what the hell I'm trying to say is, it's kind of like the theme of today. I noticed with both stories that we're talking about, there's this talk again with this word soft that you've seen more than ever, right? Recently in the FGC, it's come up quite a bit over this last weekend. And with this first subject, I believe it popped off in the Smash scene, but kind of, leaked over to the FGC. Then there's a whole nother subject, but we'll start with this one. So somebody right here, I think it's Abat, and I'll put the profile on the screen, link in the description field, so definitely show them some love. They posted this clip the other day saying, imagine you're watching back your VODs and you hear this commentary. Basically, I guess that, they kind of talking about your gameplay while you were on stream. Check out the clip.
If I forget what it is, but basically you see Joel Haymaker come out, get the heck out the way.
All right, this guy doesn't play Steve. And which one of your friends told you this is a bad matchup for Lil Mac? Because that's what you're doing right now. You were like, oh, I don't know how to play him. Oh, yeah, man, pick Steve, man. He was at 100%. Yeah, maybe if you know him.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Get out of here. Get out. 26%, are you kidding me?
Oh, my God. Bro. Absolutely awful Steve play. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
Call it out. Just call it out, bro. It's okay.
It ain't nothing about, like, Gimmer said don't complain about the characters, and I don't.
No, yeah.
But, like, come on, man.
Steve's a great character. It's the player behind him.
It's the player that's making me upset right now. Ain't no way you actually play that character. And how you get this far playing like that, bro? Ain't no, all right.
Ain't no way.
This is a peanut sub.
All right. No, wait, no, it's not the peanut sub.
No, it's a peanut sub, bro. I got it now.
Don't.
Okay, so you see that, basically, I think it's every tournament player's worst nightmare, come true, as far as like, because I've thought that. I've been at tournaments, especially when I first started, before Button Check and all this other shit, and I wanted to like impress people. I wanted to be known as the best Gao player at one point in my life. That was pretty far-fetched. But anyway, it was some hopes and dreams of a young Nesto back in the day, and I always wondered, if I got on stream, what were they saying? Because they always like comment like, oh, that was a dope move, or he was, they say some shit. And if you were to finally make it on stream and you notice they didn't really talk about your gameplay, on top of that, they talked about your gameplay in a negative way, it would kind of make you feel some type of way. You would be like, fuck. Especially if you were new to the scene, and you were trying to prove a point. Now, I want you to hold that thought, because we're about to get into all that, and I'll unpack what I mean by all that in a second. So, Vicky Kitty posted on that same train of thought right here. Right here saying, if a caster trash talking your bad gameplay makes you quit the game, then were you actually serious about getting good at the game if it's really that easy to quit? I'm seeing people say they'd 100% quit a game if they watch their VODs and they hear a caster insulting their bad gameplay. I'm just confused, because that would give me another incentive to get even better. Not everyone thinks this way, but it's turning a learning experience into a positive one, so I don't understand how people can quit so easily on a game that they strive to get better in. And going down to the, to the comments on that, you get a little both, right? On both sides of the fence. Like Scott Kennedy right here is saying, as someone who's been on both sides, I can see, it sucks when you're being flamed by a voice of the scene, but it comes at the top end of competition. As casters, it's their job to tell the story, and if you're playing bad, it's not on them, it's rarely ever personal. With that being said, I don't think a caster should ever trash talk a player. You can say they're playing bad or criticize their play, but they're definitely, there's definitely a line that shouldn't be crossed. Okay, so that's very interesting, and I'll continue to show, comments on the screen, because you do have people that are like, very unprofessional, they shouldn't have said that or anything like that. And then you have Scott Kennedy right here basically saying, like, I could see both sides saying, well, if you're playing bad, it's their job to call that out. So it's not technically on them, it's on you, because they're basically just reading and telling the people what they're seeing from the gameplay. But of course, then he went on to say that he doesn't think the casters should ever trash talk a player. You could say they're playing bad or criticize their play, but there's definitely a line that shouldn't be crossed. So that's interesting, right? And I'll continue to show reactions, because you've got some people calling it constructive criticism and whatnot. You know, it's a couple different ways, you know, because there is a thing to be said about, yes, they're calling out the gameplay, you're playing bad, or you're playing bad moves, or they're calling you random and whatnot. And then you have the other side where people say there's a certain line, though, that shouldn't be crossed. Like, they could talk about the gameplay per se and say that it's not the best they've seen, or maybe even make light jokes. But if they're taking personal shots or just basically calling you trash, there was one point, and I want to know what you guys thought. That one point of the video where it says, I don't even know how you made it this far playing like that. You're definitely not, this is not your main or something like that. So how did you even make it this far? Do you think a comment like that is too far for, you know, a commentator to make, you know, on stream? And let's be real, I know there's different levels of professionalism, right? Because we've seen commentators like at locals, right? Like, you know, when you're like at a smaller tournament and everybody's kind of like homies, you have a tendency to talk that shit and get personal and roast them on stream. But it's more of like, I would say like a friendship circle, you know, but on a big, you know, tournament stage. I'm not sure what tournament this was. It looks pretty big, but anyway, I think something like, you know, the CPT or something like that, the level of professionalism is definitely through the roof, right? Top tier with the way they come across and talk about gameplay versus people. So I don't necessarily think you would see something like that at a high level of an esports tournament. But even with that being said, does that necessarily mean that this commentary that we just saw, this clip that we just saw, does that necessarily mean or make this bad? Let me be real. Not now, because now I'm who I am now, and I feel like I got thick skin, and I'm like, nah, I ain't that soft and shit like that. That's me now. That's probably like something I would say. But let me be real. Let's 100%. I remember when I was a young buck and I was playing Street Fighter like in junior high, man, and I was at the arcade tournaments. Had that happen to me at that point, and I was listening to my, like, all excited to be at the tournament, and these guys were talking about me like this, I probably would feel like shit. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would feel like shit because, like, God, they think I'm a scrub. They literally think that a scrub. But you know what? This is me. I wouldn't quit. So the people that are saying, you know, when Kitty said, how can you just quit? You know, I think that is a different type of mentality. I think that's more of a casual mentality, because if you did truly love the game and were trying to get better at it like I did, man, I was living and dying. I was eating, sleeping, and pissing Street Fighter 2. You know what I'm saying? I would just, that would make me, the type of person I am, want to get better and make you eat those fucking words. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Matter of fact, that's the same way I was with stand-up comedy. I wasn't good when I first started. I didn't hear fucking laughs until like my third or fourth time on the stage, but it made me want to get better. So anyway, like I said, there's a couple different scenarios where you can take this commentary in different situations where you could either laugh about it or feel some type of way about it, depending on your relationship with the commentators and how big of an event it is and yada, yada, yada. But I can say, even with that being said, if this happened to me when I was a young buck back in the day, it wouldn't make me want to kick. It wouldn't make me want to quit. It would just make me want to get that much better. But with that being said, what do you think? These comments, could it be taken out of pocket, or do you think it's just FGC as usual? All right, now into the next set of buttons that need to be checked. Kind of runs along the same theme, but this popped off, I believe it kind of happened. Was it Texas Showdown? Because Texas Showdown happened this last weekend, right? And I want to give a big shout out. Majin Vegeta at Empty Chump LL Low for tagging me in the story right here, saying I smell some buttons that need to be checked. All right, so I believe it did actually pop down. What the hell is pop down? Pop off at Texas Showdown this last weekend. Somebody by the name of Element, profile on the screen, link in the description field, definitely showing some love. I believe they were playing on stream, right? Possibly even winning. Matter of fact, I think they did win. And then Latif, y'all know Latif, I'll put his profile on the screen as well and link in the description field as well. Show these men some love. So I believe he had something to say, really wasn't feeling his gameplay and called the young man random. Well, Element ended up seeing that and posted with this saying, fucking Latif calling me random in the Twitch chat. Would it kill you just to show a bit of respect? Dude does this to every unknown player that's winning against a known player on stream. Then, of course, you know, there's different reactions. Some people like actually having his back and saying, yeah, that's fucked up. People need to, you know better than that. He continues on saying, appreciate all of the people reaching out to me with this kind of words or this beef with Latif. He says, I'm not hurt, by the way. I've been competing for 7 years plus. I can handle myself. I just want the scene to be better is all. I can handle people being mean to me in the Twitch chat. I'm used to it. But imagine it's your first tourney ever and you get rocked on stream and then go into the chat and see some of your favorite players and inspiration making fun of you. Couldn't blame them if they never came back, to be honest. Just want notable players like Latif to realize the influence simple posts can have over the whole chat. When you post random or when you're a random shit poster, nobody cares. But when you're a contender for the best in the world, everything you say will just be endlessly parroted by floor 4 chat monsters. Goes on to say, I guess I'm just soft for wanting to spread positivity instead of bringing people down for being bad. And points out right here saying, could I beat Latif? Probably not. But I could probably 10-0 literally every single other Twitter rando dogpiling on me right now for being quote unquote soft and telling me just to get good. Absolutely. Then Latif reads all that, doesn't appreciate it much. He responds right here saying, can't have freedom of speech? Guess what? Your salt is random as fuck. What are you gonna do about it? I didn't see anything disrespectful there since I didn't insult you, a person. Just get better and accept the fact that you are one random gorilla Saw player. Latif continues right here saying, me, a hater? Do you even know me, bro? That's a very strong word. The last thing I do is hate on someone for playing so random and being bad at the game and don't even know. I'm too old to hate on anybody and give a single shit about your in-game insecurities. And then this is when you hear that talk once again, like we said in the beginning, that word soft, right? Because you have that other side of the fence disagreeing or seeing the perspective of Latif saying like, he just called you random. Like, what is so bad about being called random? I know that he went on to say, what did he say? He said like, well, he does it too much. He does it all the time. Why do I get to be random just because I'm winning? But, people are like, at the end of the day, it was just random. Like Big Bird points that out as well, saying, never thought I'd see the day someone being called random is considered an insult. Not everyone is going to like how you play, and that's fine. Thinking otherwise is delusional. Bolt Strike points it out, saying, surely it's better to be random and win than be predictable and lose. A random Mika is bloody terrifying. Big Bird says, yeah, perfect example is Luffy. Damascus responds to that saying, Luffy can show you that legendary random moment versus that Rashid player from UAE. Haven't seen it posted for a while. Our Redman responds as well, saying, I could kind of feel for Element. I think the FGC assumes that everybody has thick skin when it's not the case. So I can kind of empathize with just vibing and then a known player calling you a random, then the community dogpiling on because you didn't like it. Big Bird responds saying, to be fair, the dogpiling only started because he brought it to Twitter. Otherwise, it would have just stayed in the Twitch chat. Even Uncle Via, post on it too right here, Alex says, this guy, tagging John Choi, says, still calls me a random after 20 plus years later and means that shit too. We still out here though. I noticed Rob TV commented on it as well saying, I hate it here sometimes, bro. Ain't no way buddy tweeted this. I noticed he went on to say that if he tweeted it and said, I'm a random, money match me then I would respect it. But just crying about it being called a random, which is nothing, is soft. Element actually sees that comment though and responds saying, since you're gonna blow this up like mad again, I feel like I should add the additional context that my issue with Latif always spreading negativity and talking shit about unknown players in tourney chats. It's not me getting tilted about a single offhand comment. Rob responds saying, fam, I'm so tired of MFers saying anyone with a few followers is trying to blow up something. If someone with 5 followers quote tweeted and said the same thing, you wouldn't say someone was trying to blow it up. I gave my opinion and that's the first time seeing this tweet. Element says, not saying you're trying to blow it up, just saying that what's gonna happen because it's happened multiple times already. Rob says, fuck Twitter. Anyways, fam, regardless, I would have respected the OG tweet if you called out Latif, to play or something. The way it's worded just came off as soft and unnecessary to me. Just my opinion. I 100% missed the shitstorm somehow when it happened. Element says, I honestly don't care if it comes off soft, to be honest. I just call out whack behavior when I see it because constant negativity and trash talk is exhausting. Calling him out for the set doesn't even solve anything when it was never about who's the better player. Rob simply says, agree to disagree, but I respect you for having a civil convo unlike most people. Element says, I'm not here to start fights. I just want the FGC to be a kinder place is all. And there it is one more time, Button Check fam. Definitely let me know how you feeling. Let's unpack this for 1 second. Now with that last story, I kind of like the way it ended, man. Like, you know, Rob pointed out saying, let's agree to disagree, which is what we always point out here on Button Check. I don't have all the answers, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes my hot takes is just a hot shit. But I do have my opinions and you have your opinions, but that doesn't mean we can vibe and still be fam or be homies, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to agree to disagree. Now, let's take that last phrase that he said, I want the FGC to be a kinder place. But is that necessarily the hill to die on in this particular instance when you're being called random? But then, you know, like we saw Element pointed out, well, technically it wasn't really about being soft, or I'm sorry, him calling me random. It was more so him spreading the negativity, because when I see him in chats, I see him talking shit a lot. There it is one more again. Definitely let me know how you feeling. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, we're on the race to 40K. See you soon. If not tomorrow, definitely the next day, which in this case, I guess that means HT. See y'all soon. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
That was
Broly's likes that heat from Texas, bro. You ain't beating him at his event. Oh, his event. Oh
no, he did not